has been relevant in international space over the years. We will be celebrating one of them on today's show. Away from that, I'm sure you've all noticed all of the things that are going on in the country I call neighboring Nigeria for the simple fact that the relationship between Ghana and Nigeria goes beyond the two nations that separate us. We're more than one that shares a boundary. Well, the sporting rivalry between the two countries will be rekindled in the next 2 weeks as the Black Stars of Ghana go up against the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the first installment of two games that will determine who makes it out of the two to the next FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Well, as things stand, the stadium which will host the second leg has been refurbished, and this was paid for by billionaire Aliko Dangote. He's inspected the pitch and he's made some very, very strong statements as well about having Nigeria qualify for this tournament. This is how high the stakes are in this particular engagement. We'll be crossing over to Lagos to get the thoughts of, the community, the people in Nigeria generally, as we look ahead to this very, very big game. And of course, we will be hosting a Ghanaian great here in the studio today. Well, his area of practice is boxing. For about 13 years, back in the late 90s and early 2000s, Ghana was craving for international attention. Well, the only thing that sort of bridged the gap a little bit was when the Black Stars qualified for the FIFA World Cup for the very first time in the year 2006. Well, only a year after that, one fine gentleman went into the American space and did what many thought was impossible. For the simple reason that he had gone in as an opponent who was going to replace an original opponent. He went in there and proved his own as a warrior from Ghana and brought Ghana that long lost glory that we were looking for in the sport of boxing, which is Ghana's most successful sport internationally when it comes to achievements. I'm talking about Joseph King Kong Agbeko, the three-time boxing world champion who is also a grand medal honoree of the Republic of Ghana. He has a great story to tell about his career. He has reflections to make today on the Joy Sports Link, and he's also got thoughts on the general conduct of boxers of the current generation and how things are going to move forward depending on how we go. He has also decided to take upon himself the duty of giving back by, training and inspiring a young set of boxers who are seen to be the next set of world beaters in the sport of boxing. He is a worthy ambassador for Ghana internationally, not only in the sport of boxing, but generally because of his conduct and because of the way he has generally comported himself in and out of the ring. Joseph King Kong Agbeko, three-time boxing world champion. And when I say three-time, I'm talking about 2 times an IBF champion and once an IBO champion in the bantamweight division. He is seated here in the studio and is my guest as we throw the focus on Ghana Month. Remember that later after this show, we're bringing you a special edition of Rhythms A to Z from the Garden City of Kumasi. The team are there and ready to bring us all of the action from the heart of the Garden City. That will be for later. But right now, we need to discuss some football and some boxing here on the Joy Sports Link. And that's the reason why you have to join us with your messages. 055 11 11 997. 055 11 11 997. And as I always do it here on the Joy Sports Link, I like to go in the reverse. On a regular day when I'm hosting the show, I'd like to say happy birthday shouts to our friends at the latter part, but I like to do it in the beginning. I'd like to wish my very good friend, Livingston Satekla, aka Stoneboy, a happy birthday. And of course, this one is also, going to you from the champ himself. Also to Mrs. Bridget Olesu Ajay, happy blessed birthday to you. And thank you so much for always listening to the Joy Sports Link. Today when I was driving to the studio, I saw somebody who was still basking in the glory of, achievements that Chelsea have made during the season. Of course, he decided to forget the fact that Chelsea lost to Liverpool in a pulsating penalty shootout in the League Cup game. He had his full Chelsea gear on. Good afternoon to you, Mr. John Ewa, president of the Ghana Association, Ghana Bankers Association. Thank you for always doing the listening here on the Joy Sports Link. Okay, so we're going to get into some analysis about what Nigeria is doing ahead of this very big game. People are getting involved, and they have gone ahead to also announce, the preliminary squad for this very, very important assignment. It has some very, very prominent names in there, and Nigeria sure means business. Ghana is expected to also bring a provisional squad very, very soon. Well, we're yet to get the confirmation as to when exactly it will be, but maybe it could be in the coming week. All of these are here on the Joy Sports Link, and that's the reason why you have to join us. Greetings to all of our friends who are also joining us via our live stream on YouTube. Can we start with this one?
Give me the bang, give me the bam, biddy, oh, give me the bam, biddy, bam, biddy, Zaga, give me the bam, biddy, hustle for the money, work for the money, I see they pray for the money, die for the money, don't forget to banana, I see they shake your back for the banana, we they rise up the man, them banana, buy one, get one free for the anana, oh, I. Hey, Binny man, we are the girl them sugar. Same time and the girl them banana. We are the girl them sugar. Same time and the girl them banana. We are the girl them sugar. Same time and the girl them banana. The girl them sugar. Same time and the girl them banana. Oh, yeah, we see him. We see him. Hey, yeah, we see him.
Oh, isn't today a very special day? And the champion's daughter is also celebrating her birthday today. I'm talking about Bernice Enyonam Agbeko. She's the firstborn of the legendary Joseph Agbeko, whom we're interviewing in the studio very shortly. Beautiful day, isn't it? We're crossing over to Lagos very shortly, and it will be just to have a feel of what's going on in there as they get ready to face Ghana in Ghana in the first installment of the playoffs. The stakes are very, very high. And of course, just before we get into the football conversation ahead of the very big boxing conversation here on the Joy Sports Link, there is one family that is on cloud 9.9999 or cloud 9.7, if I may put it that way. I'm talking about the Accra Hearts of Oak family, who were triumphant against their arch rivals yesterday. Loads of taunts on social media as well, especially because there was a new coach. Brand new bus, Marco Polo. But the bus couldn't do the business. Accra Hearts of Oak 2, Kumasi Asante Kotoko 1. And Accra Hearts of Oak winning the President's Cup 2022 at the expense of their arch rivals. Can we do this to celebrate the Hearts of Oak fans, shall we? Okay, thank you very much, and keep your messages coming in. I know you have a lot to say about this game that was played yesterday. You know, we did a lot ahead of the start of this game, and so, you know, it's very normal. 055 1111997. 055 1111997. So congratulations to the Hearts of Oak family. The show will be massive, reactions from all of this as we go further into the second round. So we'd like to say a very big congratulations to the Ghana League Clubs Association, our friends who were here in the studio to promote this game. Teams I'm talking about who have made substantial achievements which need to be celebrated. Well, in our 65-year history, there are quite a few of them who have distinguished themselves in terms of achievements, and one of them is here with me in the studio. During his career, he managed to bag 3 different world title stints in professional boxing. And of course, he's celebrated greatly for that. Away from that as well, he's a grand medal recipient of the Republic of Ghana, and for that he's celebrated greatly. I'm talking about Joseph King Kong Agbeko, who's my guest in the studio today. Thank you very much, King Kong, and good to have you here.
Same here.
You look good.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, bro.
Yeah. How have you managed to keep waist 32 for the last 20-something years?
I am an athlete, so
yeah.
I always stay fit.
Well, great stuff there. It's good. And once again, we would like to say a very big happy birthday to you, Beyonce. Beyonce is actually, the Ghanaian Beyonce. Yeah, Beyonce Agbeko.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, the first daughter of Joseph Agbeko. Look, it's been a while. We haven't had you here in the studio for probably about 2 years now. Yeah.
Good afternoon to the listeners
and the viewers as well
the viewers.
On YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, on YouTube. First of all, I would like to say a big happy birthday to my daughter. That's my first seed, my first daughter. She actually called me daddy first, and
wow, that's great.
And I'm happy. I'm happy she chose me. I'm happy she made me. Because of her, I became a father, and then had another mom. So I've been around. I've been working underground, and we are still here.
Well, great stuff there. Of course, it's also refreshing to note that you are still prominent within some of the key rankings, the key the key sanctioning bodies, which is a very refreshing thing. For many, the thought is that maybe you're just trying to wrap up your career or something, which is something we're going to delve into. But just before we get into the major part of the conversation, Joseph Agbeko, we'd want to just visit an unfortunate incident that happened to one of your colleagues and ring opponents, some years ago. Guillermo Rigondeaux, who's a gold medalist, an Olympic gold medalist, whom you fought at a certain point in your career, and who held many titles in the bantamweight division, had an unfortunate accident. He had a pressure cooker explode before his face, and we're told that at the moment he, reports that are coming in from the likes of TMZ.com say that he has only about 20% of his sight now as a result of that accident. And we, want to, get your thoughts on this particular development.
I would say it's a very, very, very tough one. It's a very bad one. I don't, as a boxer, if this should have happened while he was fighting, he would have even taken it that it's his job. That's things happen to you through your job, but this one is outside his job, and it's so distinct to hear such a bad news about Rigo, and I hope the doctors will be able to do a good job on him, so at least he will be able to regain his sight fully, hopefully.
Well, thank you very much. So our hearts go out to Guillermo Rigondeaux, a worthy champion indeed, somebody who surely has also paid his dues to the sport of boxing within a relatively short period of time. And he's somebody who's also looking forward to revamping his career in the sport. All right. Is your career still very active? Everybody would want to know that.
I'll say I have been active on the low for some time because I don't want pressure. So I've been active on the low. I've been able to climb the ranking. I became #1 at the World Boxing Organization. I got dropped. I pushed myself. I fought hard. I got to the top again. Last December, I was supposed to fight for the championship against Paul Butler in Dubai, but unfortunately, he pulled out at the last minute, about 2-3 hours to the fight, and then he pulled out. So right now, I'm just a confused man right now. I would say I'm a confused man because it's it has been my biggest desire to win a world title for Ghana one more time before I call it a career. But at this time right now, I don't know if God still want me to achieve that, or if God wants me to achieve it through a different way.
Tell me about how your body feels. I mean, in boxing, it's about the body. What the body tells you is what you respond to. I obviously know that because of the years you've spent in this sport and the kind of experience you've gained, it becomes very difficult for you to bid farewell to the center of the ring. But what does your body tell you, really?
Boxing is a sport that nobody has to retire.
Okay.
It's a sport that if you don't beat your opponent, it's going to beat you. When you start feeling the punches, nobody's going to tell you to retire. So when I listen to people telling other fighters to stop boxing, I laugh sometimes because boxing is one sport that I believe that is one of the major career in life that we can say God calls people to do it, as our religious leaders to say, oh, this is a man of God, or God has called you,
Okay.
I believe boxing is one of a career that you have to be called by God before you can do that. I always mix boxing with religious leaders' job.
I see.
Because I believe all the prophets or all the religious leaders were being called by God, and boxing is a sport that when you go into the gym, you want to be a boxer. When you start sparring on your first day, you will see blood coming out of your mouth or your nose or a cut or whatever. On your second day, you will still see blood. You will continue to see blood until some time. On your easy day, you still see blood. So when you see someone goes into the gym and then he get bloody nose and then goes home and come back the following day, then you have to know that something is born in him.
Okay.
The sport is born in him. The passion is there. When you have that passion inside you, you don't really focus on the financial benefits of the sport. You don't focus on anything. You just enjoy doing it.
I see.
And that is what I call calling.
I see.
You know, you do something with no expectation of fundraising, no expectation of anything, and it's a tough sport. The prophets are warriors because they fight for God, you know. So boxers are like prophets, you know. So I think I would say gradually the passion is dying slowly inside me. That's what I would say. The frustration keeps growing, and right now my focus is beginning to grow more in the younger generation. So we don't know. Maybe we might call it a quit soon. Maybe, you know. So we don't know.
Look, you're a three-time world champion. The nation has also recognized you adequately. I do remember that when you won, the then government of President J.A. Kufuor, gave you a symbol of appreciation, which was, a brand new VW vehicle. Subsequent to that as well, you were honored with the prestigious Grand Medal of the Republic of Ghana, together with other world champions. Now, do you feel fulfilled at this point? Do you feel that you have achieved everything you want to achieve in the sport of boxing?
Coming into boxing, personally, I don't think I have achieved everything that was on my heart when I started boxing. I didn't get into boxing just to become a champion.
Okay.
You know, being a champion is just the regular one for. Even though it's hard to achieve that feat, I call it a regular one. But I wanted to be an extraordinary champion, and we can have what we want to achieve, but God also has His own plan for us. So, if I'm not able to achieve what I want to achieve, I couldn't get a chance to go to Olympics Games. So, if I build a young fighter and he goes to Olympic Games and then win gold medal, I'll feel like I've won a gold medal. If I build a young fighter up and he becomes great like Muhammad Ali, great like Azuma Nelson, great like Floyd Mayweather, I'll feel like I am the one who has achieved that feat. So that is the direction I want to go.
You want to become a boxing trainer, a manager, a promoter. You have a promotional outfit already, Fresh King Entertainment. You've promoted a few of your own bouts and all of that. Which area specifically do you want to focus on?
Right now, I have a mentorship program going on. Is that the new generation? You know, from the beginning of my career through the juvenile, amateur, and to professional, I realized that I grew up with a lot of great talents, and along the way, most of them fell off. And then after our last games, that was the Commonwealth Games, that was when I became a pro. And after that, some of them also turned pro, but they couldn't get to where I got to. They couldn't get to where I got to. And most of them were, more talented than I am, and they couldn't become a champion. So I have developed some, I don't know how to put it, from those experiences, and I want to focus on the younger generation coming up, and so that I can, all the experiences, all the knowledge that I've got from the sports, so I can guide them and make sure they are able to achieve the full potential of their dream. Unlike myself and unlike the other fighters who couldn't even become a champion.
An exclusive conversation here with Joseph Agbeko, the three-time boxing world champion and the Grand Medal honoree of the Republic of Ghana. Well, he says that, yeah, well, he would love to do one or two things in the ring, but he thinks that gradually he's closing the curtains on his career. You only heard it here on the Joy Sports Link with me, Nathaniel Atta, and the rest of the Joy Sports team. Remember, your messages are very welcome, and you can send them through +233 55 11 11 997. +233 55 11 11 997. As we go along, we're going to be sharing the messages, and as I mentioned as well, we'll be talking about Ghana versus Nigeria, the big Jollof war, which has to be settled on the football pitches of Cape Coast and Abuja. That will come up later on here on the show, but for now, we're focusing on the career of Joseph Agbeko. Now, you've started a mentorship program, and I'd want you to tell me how you've structured it and how it's working out. How many people you've started with, and what the eventual plan is in terms of, you know, numbers and which geographical area you would want to cover.
For now, I have Joseph Agbeko Fight Academy, which we are focusing on two things. One is the mentorship. The other is we are working on building an academy in the Volta region, maybe in Apla.
And that is where you come from.
Yeah, where I come from, and I believe it will be a good way for me to give back to my people, you know. And the mentorship, for now, I have 4 young fighters on the mentorship program, which is Theophilus Alote, Joseph Kome, Caleb Mensah, and then Benedict Bado.
I see.
You know, so they are the 4 fighters I'm working on right now. They fought yesterday.
They are professional boxers?
No,
or
they are amateur boxers.
Very
They
well.
fought yesterday for the finals of the National Individual Championship. They are making selections for the national team because they have Commonwealth Games ahead of them, I think in July or something in
Birmingham.
Yeah, in Birmingham. So Theophilus Alote won the final. Joseph Kome also won. Benedict lost the final. He looked pretty good even though he lost. So we are still working on him, and I believe he will pick up.
Talk about the national championships that we saw some of the final stages yesterday at the Hathiramani Hall of the Accra Stadium. What are your thoughts? You know, we are coming off a performance from the last Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan, where one boxer became the only medalist, not only for Ghana but for Africa in the sport of boxing. Now, tell me what your thoughts are, especially as we try to reconstitute this national boxing team to go there to the games, considering that boxing has been our most successful when it comes to the Commonwealth Games and the Olympic Games, multi-sport events.
I think I watched the boys yesterday. Everyone that fought at the final proved that he's actually a finalist. They looked very good, and I believe some of them that will, get the opportunity to be at the Commonwealth Games will do well. And one thing that I think the Ghana Amateur Boxing Association has to focus on is, during some time of the team, I realized that every time they enjoy, keeping the old fighters in the team than giving rooms to the new fighters. Whenever a new fighter joins the team, they know you have enough room, so they want to take time to build you after some time before you start going to competitions. And I think we are at a time where we have to balance that a little bit, because example like Samuel Techi entered the team. His first international competition was the African Games, and with no experience, and he was able to qualify for the Olympics. And then his second major tournament was Olympics, and he won medal as well. So I don't think when we keep old boxers in the team thinking they are more experienced in this and they know how the scoring goes, they are not scared of this person because they've seen them before, it's not helping us too much. Even it works most times, but I think uh, the new ones who has proved themselves should also have the opportunity to, to showcase their talent in the international level.
Well, now looking at what you saw yesterday, you know, what will be the realistic projection for the kind of performance you would want to see the Black Bombers put up at the Commonwealth Games? From the layman's point of view, Samuel Techi did it at the Olympic Games, and so clearly we have something to show in boxing. So we should be able to get 1 or 2 more medals at the Commonwealth Games. Is it that simple?
You know something? When we start talking about boxing, especially amateur boxing, I get a little passionate with that. I get a little angry. Yesterday was national final for national individual championship. I was there. I didn't see any member from the National Sports Authority nor the National Sports Council present, to encourage the boys or to show that what is going on is part of Ghana. As if the sports does not belong to them. There was nobody from sports ministry, nobody from sports authority, and that is final selection for national team boxing. Boxing has given Ghana everything. What has sports football done for Ghana? Football we all love football. I can play football, either I do well or not, and I'll enjoy it. Can you play boxing? You can't play boxing. Boxing is taking people off the street. Boxing is taking people off the street. I always say this: boxing is equally tough as the street, if not more. And when we're supporting boxing, we are eventually giving back to the streets. That way we can make the street a better place for us, because the heart on the street is the heart in the ring. It's a place where you go and you don't know that if you're going to come out of the ring healthy as you entered into the ring, or you don't even know if you're going to come out alive. And this is what the young boys are putting their life on it. They are putting their life on the line to make a living and to make their country proud. And I don't think we are getting enough support from the government and from the corporate bodies. I don't know. It is time that our leaders, especially the Ghana Boxing Authority, the Ghana Amateur Boxing Association, the president, it's time they have to talk. They have to come out loud. They are not begging. They deserve it. The sport deserves every support from the government. The sport deserves every support from the corporate Ghana. So they should be confident and talk. They should be able to talk to the president, talk to the sports ministers and stuff, so they can support the sport. People like Azuma Nelson, all of us has to start talking. This is a sport that gave us whatever we have. This is the sport that made us. Without us talking and pushing these people to do what is right or what we deserve, what are the young ones coming today? What are they going to get? When you go to the beach at Kolegono, you see these young boys running at the beach on the sun every time, just for them to make their country proud, just for them to eat. They could just choose to do some robbing at night. They could choose to do other illegal stuffs, but they choose to put their life on the life.
An interesting thing, we need to note this, that Emmanuel Tego once told me in one of his interviews that boxing actually saved him from armed robbery. He's an ex-convict.
Yeah. Emmanuel Tego is my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is my boy. And boxing saved him. It's a big... Emmanuel Tego's story should be a story for a movie or something. Boxing saved him. Boxing has saved a lot of people. I don't know what I would be if not for boxing. I don't know where I'll find myself.
What is your unique story as well?
My book will be coming out soon.
Great.
So
Great.
I think I have to.
Is it this year, next year?
Hopefully before the end of the year.
I see.
Yeah. So boxing is saving people. And for us to make the street a better place for us, boxing, the fight game, boxing, kickbox, all those tough sports, the government should put more focus on it. We enjoy playing football. Everybody loves football, you know. And I also played with the media as well. The media has been doing a lot of work for us. They've been doing a lot. They've been very supportive from, like me. The media has supported me a lot, and I always appreciate it. You know, but I have been pleading with the media all the time to increase everything they give to boxing. They should increase it a bit. You know, sometimes you go to some sports program where even the one doing the interview and stuff doesn't know a lot of fighters. Do you get me? Doesn't know a lot. That is a journalist. Excuse me to say sorry. For a layman or somebody on the street
Sure.
who watches football, they can mention all the players that play Roma. They can mention all the players that play Manchester. They can mention like all those big teams. They can mention all the players, knowing the teams and knowing the players. How many boxers can a layman on the street mention? Apart from mentioning Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, and Co, the big ones, they can't mention anybody again. But there are a lot of top boxers out there. There are a lot of boxers who are successful, has a lot of has made a lot of success out of the sport, which we can show, which we can show those things. We can show those things on TV and talk about those things on radio for people to hear. And that way, a lot of young guys who are hopeless, who doesn't have any hope, who has not gotten the opportunity to be able to be in classrooms so they can be able to do something for themselves, or has the opportunity to learn some handy job, and they find themselves as hopeless people, and those people are the ones that they always commit crime and they don't care. Do you get me? So this is a sport that can save all these people. So we should the government, and we should, I mean, contribute more into boxing. We should support boxing. I'm not saying this because I'm a boxer. Not only boxing, kickboxing, all those tough sports.
Contact sports.
Yeah, we the government has to do, sports ministry has to do a lot of work on that.
Well, three-time boxing champion Joseph Agbeko charging the government and the National Sports Authority to do more for the sport of boxing purely on a merit basis, considering that the sport is what has brought Ghana its greatest relevance when it comes to international exposure in sport and international achievements in sport. As we speak, the count stands at 10, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 10 boxing world champions, and of course 4 medals from the Olympic Games. So we're still counting, and we're hoping that we can do even more from there. Your messages are very welcome. I see some of them on the WhatsApp console. I'm going to be reading some of them very shortly, and of course at a certain point as well, we will get into the phone calls and activate the phone line so that you can join us. Nat, I'm Sam Bannerman, listening to you from the USA. Congratulations to Hearts of Oak for making us proud and winning the President's Cup yesterday. Phobia never say die. Beautiful people with beautiful colors. Okay, so we'll be listening to those messages very shortly. We'll be doing, but on the other lighter side, whose side are you on? Kumasi Asante Kotoko or Accra Hearts of Oak?
Oh, of course, House of Oak. I was born into House.
I see.
My first ever manager, that is Nia Ibunte,
Yes.
formerly known as Thomas Okan, who has head Accra of Folks for a very long time. So you should know that House is in my blood. Yeah.
All right. More messages coming when it comes to Hearts of Oak. So let's do a couple of them. And greetings to the immediate past board chairman of the National Sports Authority, Honorable Kweju Ba. Honorable Kweju Ba, not exactly excited that Asante Kotoko lost this one. Well, better luck next time. But the good thing is that at least Kotoko is still leading the pack on the league table. Let's do that message from Sami Bwedu. Okay. Now, so it says, good morning. Coach Sami Bwedu has been vindicated that he said Kotoko cannot even beat Aroras with him in charge of Hearts of Oak. Achu Nadenta sends this message. Achu, thank you very much. We're grateful for your message. Okay, so we'll be doing some more as we go along. Just keep the messages coming. It's 055-11-11997. 055-11-11997. What are your greatest memories of Joseph Agbeko in the ring? And what are your thoughts about the charge that he's playing before the doorstep, beg your pardon, of the National Sports Authority and the Sports Ministry about supporting the national championship, which ensures the selection of the boxers who get into the National Amateur Boxing Team? Now, we also have situations where, you know, boxers go, they fight at games, they win medals, and they're not able to get their, you know, what they were promised. I mean, case in point is Abdul Wahid Umar. Abdul Wahid Umar lost in the semi-finals. You know, he lost to a boxer from the armed forces, Jerry. You know, one boxer called Jerry, and I always remember his story. He was promised $3,000 for winning a bronze medal, and he's still not been paid his money.
You know, motivation plays a lot
key
of
role,
a key role when it comes to sports. It plays a key role, and these are some of the things that doesn't motivate our young ones. One thing I will talk about is that, as we know, we have Commonwealth Games ahead of us in August or July or something. Now I'm sure they have their national team selection now. They shouldn't leave the boys to sit home. They are not going to fight Ghanaians. They are going to fight people from other countries. They should start some training tour. Maybe after a month or two, they should start some training tour. They should get the boys ready. They should expose them. They should take them to other places to get different competitions. That way it prepares them. I don't think it's going to take a lot of money than what they use on Black Stars. I'm not sure it's going to take more than that, maybe a piece of that. So the boys can be ready. They can be ready and go to games and perform, you know, because when you don't do that for them, they will go and nothing happens, and when they come, they insult them and they say they can't do anything, so we can't support you. But we are not putting the right investment into them. So even for the Olympics Games, I always praise Techi for his achievement. I always praise him because they did all their training here in Ghana. They didn't go anywhere until like few weeks to the event, or 1 or 2 weeks to the event, before, to the tournament, before they went to Japan. But how can you do it in Japan? They're supposed to be in Cuba, be in America, or be in some other boxing country for them to, to be able to meet other people. So I think the government should start working on them as quickly as possible so that they can be ready for that game, so we can all put our pressure on them so they can bring something home.
Now, there is the bit about the efforts that's been made by the Ghana Boxing Federation, but away from that as well, the professional association, which is the Ghana Boxing Authority, is also making efforts to regularize fight nights, which is the Ghana Professional Boxing League. What are your thoughts about the Ghana Professional Boxing League and its rollout? This is a replica of the Morteen Boxing League that we saw from yesteryear.
I think the boxing league is good for Ghana boxing because it keeps the boys very active. You can't go to the gym, train all the time and not to fight. Even if you don't get paid, at least you are fighting, you get active, your experience keeps growing by fight. So I think it's very, very good for Ghana boxing. So I would say they are doing well. They are making their efforts, but without the support from the government and from the corporate Ghana, we can't do anything. And also, I would like to, charge my people, that is the Ghana Boxing Authority, so they can have some clinics that to educate promoters, managers, trainers, and boxers. Whenever we go out there for any fight in abroad, we should tap into their knowledge over there, learn something, bring it home, make our sports more attractive. Maybe corporate Ghana is not coming on board because the sport doesn't look that attractive to them, but now I think the attractiveness is growing. So with the support of their fans. That's going to make the sport more attractive. So without that fan, they can't be that attractive. So they should do those things so they can teach the boys how to handle themselves, how to, I mean, show themselves out there. They should, I mean, educate the promoters how they can put their focus and their investments, both the promoters and the managers. You know, in Ghana, apart from the coach who goes into, who is in the gym with the fighter, wake up at dawn to go for jogging with the boxer, they do all the dirty work together. Apart from the coach, the manager and the promoters, honestly, they always see boxers as someone they're helping.
I see.
That is it. They always see you as they are helping you until you are on top, that they start getting your check. That way they know they are in business with you. From the beginning, when you are not making money, it's like they are helping you. And if we keep on having this mindset that we are helping the fighters, that means the fighter will not grow and we will not grow too. If the fighter doesn't make big check, you will not make anything. Do you get me? So it's time that we have to properly invest into the boxers financially, and we have to invest our time into the boxers as well. We have to guide them, know what they are doing. You know, we have to be more closer to them, show them love, not to treat them like we are helping them because we are putting in our money, and if it doesn't come, we've lost, so we are helping you. No, it's business. It's time that they have to start taking those management and promotion as business, so they can respect the small boy that they are managing, because the small boy is their business. When they don't just put money in you because they saw you working and they want to put money on you. They put money on you because they saw you in the gym and you look good. How can that best person be better with my money than what he used to be? So we have to properly invest into the boxers and stop seeing them like we are helping them.
Interesting thoughts coming there. Let's do some more of the messages that are coming in. Remember, it's 055 This one is from Hope in Odumase Krobo. He says, "Good afternoon, Nat. Agbeko is making a lot of sense, and I just pray that all he's saying will make sense to the ones from the top two." Okay, thank you very much for that message. Hope from Odumase Krobo sent that one. Remember, it's 055 A message on Accra Hearts of Oak winning the President's Cup. It says, congratulations to Accra Hearts of Oak for winning the President's Cup. The FA Cup is next. We are not looking too good, but this is Hearts of Oak. Kotoko with a formidable team always look jittery in front of the phobia. Samuel in USA, in the US, sent this one. All right, so let me quickly do this one as well. I feel sad when I drive around Ghana and see companies advertise on billboards that they are proud sponsors of the EPL, but not of Ghanaian clubs. But here in Atlanta, they are promoting their team. So some companies advertise on BB. So we are proud sponsors of Atlanta United, Braves, or Atlanta Hawks. Please, our corporate Ghana should come on board. God bless the champion, Joseph Agbeko. We love you. Okay. Now, this one says, this is from Justice in Lakeside. Justice says, "I didn't know Agbeko could speak like this, and he speaks wisdom too." Okay, thank you very much for the observation, Justice in Lakeside, Accra. 055 Now, away from the private efforts that you want to make, into, giving back to the next generations, are you also thinking about, contributing to the sport from the administrative point of view? I say this because when you transfer to your friends or your colleagues in football, we see a lot of them doing, a lot in football lately. So you look at the structure of the current Black Stars, for instance, and you know that, for instance, that you have footballers in charge of the team, and it sure is going to help one way or the other when they're running stuff. Have you thought about wanting to, vie for the presidency maybe of the Ghana Boxing Federation, wanting to help them in a certain way from the technical point of view? Have you thought about helping the Ghana Boxing Authority from a certain angle, at a more close range? Have you thought about anything like that?
I would say the boxing fraternity is a different word. Uh, to be honest with you and to be open to you, I don't think we are that together when it comes to Ghana Boxing Authority. We are not together. Uh, there is too much division in in the Ghana Boxing Authority. Among us, there's too much division. There's too much discrimination among us. I think for us to be able to grow, we need to, I mean, come together for the sport to grow. I can't say I've done boxing, I'm done, and I'm gone. Some of the champions do like that. Once they are done, they are away from the sport. You know, the sports made us. We all have to be around the sport and contribute whatever we need to contribute into it. For me, I feel like naturally I was born a fighter. You know, I did not get into whatever I got to in boxing out of luck or anything, but I was born a fighter, and once a fighter, I'll always be a fighter, and either in the ring or outside the ring. And immediately I call it off. That means I'm going to be a fighter out of the ring, and it's my duty to, I mean, on my own, to build my own fighters and make sure they get to the top. I am not. I have no interest into getting into anywhere around the GMBA, anything. Never. I have no that interest, but I like the moves that the current GMBA is doing. Every time there was anything, he tried to get the former champions together. I think with us putting few brains together, things can work. With us coming together to match and be able to pull something for the young ones, not pull something for ourselves, but pull something for the young ones, the sport will grow. I always, when it comes to this, I always think about this champion, Alfred Kote.
The late Alfred Kote.
The late Alfred Kote.
And just so we all know, especially for those who have not been following for a while, Alfred Kote, out of Ghana's 10 boxing world champions, is the only one who has died. So all other 9 individuals who won boxing world titles at various points in their respective careers are all still alive. May God bless the soul of Alfred the Cobra Kote.
Yeah, so Alfred Kote was a very, very fine boxer. Very skillful. He's got it all. He has done his bit. He has done everything he could do for the sport. He became a champion. He made us proud. After that, he lost it. After that, after some time, age-wise, he retired. We can't only enjoy the time where he was giving us all the entertainment and all the this thing. We can't only enjoy that and leave the other ones. After he has retired, we still have to show him that love, show him that respect. He has done something for us. He has put in his life on the line. But I've heard a lot of Alfred Kote story. Do you get me? And I think we didn't accept him or accept him as we're supposed to accept him. Alfred Kote is not supposed to be in the US. What is he doing in the US? I don't want to go and do anything in the US. My kids are there. I don't want to go and do anything there. I'm a Ghanaian. I can still do boxing over here in Ghana, and I'll be okay. You know, it's about your people, the environment. Are they accepting you?
Maybe he had to.
Let me tell you one surprise thing, right? That is how the Ghana boxing fraternity is, and I'll always say it because I don't care. I am mean, you know. Yesterday I was at the final of the National Individual Championship. I have 3 fighters fighting: Theophilus Alote, Joseph Kome, and Benedict Badu. So I've been around the ring. I make sure I am with them. I'm there to show them support. Yes, they are fighting. They are all young fighters coming up. I'm not supposed to encourage one and leave the other. But the other ones that I'm encouraging, they belongs to me. So I have to put in my everything. So I was there. Everyone could see me. I was there, and Techi was sitting somewhere from the crowd, like not on the ring, like on the other side, like the far, and he's wearing face masks and he's covered his face. But he was being mentioned. People got to know that he's there. He was being mentioned over there. Do you get me? Some people who has not even gotten blood in their mouth before for the sport, they were being mentioned. But Joseph Kinkon Agbeko was there. Nobody saw him. What a discrimination. They can't show respect or love to their people. That is the sport that they are following every day. You know, when you go to the Bukom Boxing Arena.
You were not acknowledged at the national championships yesterday?
Never. I was at the ringside with my fighters. Their eyes are closed. They couldn't see me. You know? And I love that. It's good challenge for me all the time. I love it. You know? So, even at the boxing arena, when you go to the boxing arena, they have some picture that has all the champions. Joseph Agbeko is not in there.
But that should be corrected.
It's not.
I've been there
the discrimination. I'm not. The discrimination is too much. I said.
Are you
I
talking
didn't fight for Volta region.
Okay.
I fought for Ghana.
Okay, hold on. Are you talking about the Ghana Boxing Authority office or the corridor in the Mudo conference?
I don't
hall?
know. All of them, they work together.
Yeah. But
They can't put anything there without consulting the Ghana Boxing Authority.
Okay, but I need to be very clear. Now so for the benefit of our listeners, now the Bukom Boxing Arena under the Trust Sports Emporium is a place that has now been placed strategically as a place of history and a place that captures our legacy in world boxing. Now there are various facilities under the Trust Sports Emporium. The major one, or the main one, or the headlining one, is the Bukom Boxing Arena, which has the names of all of most of our world champions on the walls. Now, in the Boxing Authority's office, which is beneath one of the stands, there is a collection of pictures. I would not immediately say that, because I've seen them, but I cannot immediately wrap my head around it and say that I've seen everybody else's picture. But I would like to believe that everybody's picture is in there. Same as the corridor of the the Mudo conference hall.
It's that place.
And that is the place where the Boxing Authority normally has its congresses.
That's what I'm talking about.
So your pictures.
I was there and I saw pictures. Then I saw one that had, and I was looking for myself.
Okay, but I think we should give the feedback, and it has to be corrected.
No, you know, Charlie, I laugh over these things because we have to love ourselves.
But at least your name is on the wall, on the top wall.
No, my name is not there.
The top wall inside the boxing arena, where we have Azuma Nelson, we have no, this is inside the boxing arena, not the hall. You inside, are talking about
inside is the DK Poison.
Yeah, your name is there as well.
No. That place they said until you are retired.
Okay.
And those things will not add up anything to me. Do you get me? Like,
but it's good. But it's
but
good to
they
be
have to.
Yeah.
Because I could have died in the ring. Which of them who has taken punch before? You know, we put our life on the line. Motivate the boys. Let them know that it is worth fighting for their country. Don't discriminate. I did not fight for Volta region. I've not done anything for Volta region. I stood for Ghana. I fought for Ghana. I could have died. I could have gotten some injury that I wouldn't be able to do anything again. That is what I did. And for the boxing fraternity, I don't know, but I don't want to say this, but I don't know. They have to change their style. We should love ourselves. We should come together, put our head together, and let the sports grow. Some of us, at least we've learned something from outside that we can implement or we can contribute to this thing. I see most people travel outside and they only sleep in hotel, enjoy hotel, and then get fight tickets and watch fight and come back home and they don't bring anything. We have to be going and learning. So if somebody like Alfred Cote, may so rest in peace, Azuma, all those top people, don't just invite them for programs to grace the occasion. Call them on for meetings, private meetings, and let them bring their mind. Let them contribute properly, because what they have seen in the sport most of the this thing, they haven't seen it or they don't know it.
Interesting stuff. Well, let your messages come in. We'll be glad to share them. And Joseph Agbeko, very, very passionate about issues surrounding boxing here in Ghana. So send them in. Let's share with everybody else. Let's also know what your thoughts are. Messages are still coming off for the President's Cup, which was played last night. Can we play the Vice President's Cup next week? We want to beat Kotoko again. This is from Kwabna Yeboah. Okay, thank you very much for that message. This other one says, the Big Joe, you are always on point. We all love you. This
you.
is your one-day friend, Niger from Nsawam, Bismarck's friend. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So 055-11-11997, 055-11-11997. Very shortly, we'll be activating the phone line so that you can join us with your thoughts as well. Now, so the lack of recognition is something which disappoints you a great deal sometimes, but I believe that this is something that we need to quickly place, as feedback to the management of the Trust Sports Emporium so that it can be corrected. Because the idea of having a corridor that has all of our world champions and some other names from outside of here who have done great things in the ring is to show and to acknowledge the work that these people have done. So yes, let's make that happen. Let's make that happen, and we sure are going to give this feedback. We're going to find out as well during the week from the the Trust Sports Emporium how that blunder was made and how come the picture of Joseph Agbeko is not in there in the corridor, that corridor that carries so much history when it comes to our boxing, giving still images of the people who have Okay, let's do a few of our messages if we can. But let's do some more here on your career and going forward. Now, you've spoken about the league formats by the Ghana Boxing Authority, and you've spoken about how good you feel it is, going forward. Now, when it comes to the way forward, especially for our showing in professional boxing, it's been very tough. You have the likes of Isaac Dogbe, who are pushing within the featherweight division, which is a weight above what we normally knew him for. We're yet to hear from Richard Comey to know what the next line of action is for him. The next one, the next major assignment that is coming up is that one with Emmanuel Tego, the Game Boy, and Emmanuel Tego, the Game Boy, and Ryan Garcia, the King Ree. Tell me your thoughts about that particular fight.
I've not properly watched Garcia. I've seen one or two, but I've not properly watched him. But I think he's a kind of hype fighter as well. Even though he's good, but he's been a little bit hyped. Emmanuel Tego. Emmanuel Tego is a unique boxer. He's a fighter that when you see him in the ring fighting, some will love him for his show business, or when he's fighting, the shows that he does. Some will love him for that, and some will also complain that he does shows too much. But Emmanuel Tego is someone that you will see him fighting and see him fighting easily, and you feel like, oh, this guy. When you stand in the ring with him, he has some style that when you are watching him fight, you wouldn't really see him like that. But when you are standing in front of him, you won't be able to do the things that you want to do.
I see.
So Garcia and Emmanuel Tego, with Emmanuel Tego being like 100% prepared and prepared for that fight, I believe he'll be able to pull through and be able to make Ghana proud.
Well, let's hope that all of it goes well. That bout is coming up on April 9. And remember that we have a special one-on-one interview with Emmanuel Tego on the Joy News channel and also on the Joy Prime channel. Check our social media handles for all of the information on this big one-on-one interview ahead of that one against Ryan Garcia in San Antonio, Texas. There's a message here from Citizen Sika Togo from Takoradi. Good afternoon, Nat, and your noble guests on issues in the sports industry. Well, finally, we are the universal carpenters who always put the nail into Kotoko and Hearts. Sule Muntari truly showed class and is permanent, whilst form is temporary. So Sule Muntari truly showed that class is permanent while form is temporary. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that message. Now, this message is from Joshua Teta in Spintex. It is true what Joseph has said. Let the fire burn. Okay, thank you very much, Joshua, for that message. Joshua in Spintex. Now, good afternoon, Nat. Can the GBA establish an insurance scheme which can support the boxers even in their retirement? This is from Yadom Boachi. Yadom, you've raised a very important point, which brings me to my next set of questions about boxers, their welfare, and life after the ring. Let's talk about you first to start it off. Are you comfortable at this stage of your life? You just say you are comfortable?
I'll say I'm blessed.
You are blessed. Okay. Okay. Now, in recent times, Richard Comey, for instance, has had issues with the leadership of the Ghana Boxing Authority for a levy which is written in the rules, which is supposed to be collected from, boxers who fight outside of Ghana. I mean, you have staged your career and had many, fights outside of Ghana. Were you able to pay those levies to the Ghana Boxing Authority? If you did, how do you feel about it? If you haven't, why didn't you? And how do you feel about it? That levy, which is supposed to be paid by boxers when they go and fight out of Ghana, which is supposed to be used for development of boxing.
I'll say the Ghana Boxing Authority is a platform for all of us. Whenever we go to professional boxing, they are able to make things easy for us. They are able to make the road for us to go through it to the top. So I believe we all own that contribution to the Ghana Boxing Authority. That way they'll also be able to work. They'll also be able to use that funds to be able to do other things that will support the sport. So I believe every fighter should be able to, make sure they always contribute to that whenever they fight outside, whenever they make money. And also, I also challenge the GBA as well to also make sure that they are also working for the boxers. They are also pushing for the boxers. We always have to, go out there, push with the rankings, push with a lot of stuff. Make sure we are working for the boxers. Boxing is very, very tough. And sometimes some fighters, after their fights, when they have to pay for such a distance, they look at, how they've gone through that tough time, and they also compare what is the GBA doing for them, and some of them feel like GBA is not doing anything for them to pay that percentage to the GBA. But I believe the GBA deserve that funds after every fight. They deserve it. They have to get that funds after every fight of any fighter. But I also charge them to make sure they work for it. They are working for it though, but I think they should keep fighting for it. Let me say this. I'm not talking about this current GBA. They just came, they are working, and I can see improvement bit by bit. So I'm not talking about it. But there has been a lot of time that boxers has had problems with managers. A lot of time boxers has had problems with promoters. Some of the boxers are not educated. Some has some education, some are also very educated. Boxers should be taken like babies, like babies that you play with their mind. Sometimes they fool, sometimes they do things that they are not supposed to do. Our job is tough. They punch our head all the time. We feel pain all the time. So sometimes the way we act might be different from maybe other sportsmen, because whenever a boxer gets angry, you can't compare that to someone playing football, because we operate differently. We operate very differently. So I feel the Ghana Boxing Authority. There was a time whenever boxers and managers have issues, it has happened to some administrations.
Yes.
I can't
I
mention.
do remember some of them as well. Yes.
And when you go for meetings, you can obviously see that GBA is not for you, the boxer.
I see.
No, I'm saying this. You can see that GBA is not there for the boxers. You know, I haven't seen anything with the current GBA yet. Do you get me? But with some of the past, a lot of things has happened, and you know that you go for a meeting and the GBA without someone putting his life on the line, we can't have GBA president, we can't have GBA secretary, we can't have any of them if these young boys does not put their life on the line. So you have to know that you are there to guide them and to protect them. So whenever any issue comes, make sure you go fairly and be able to know that at the end of the day, you have to protect the boxer. Not protecting him like you are defending him wrongly, but make sure you solve the issue on an equal level, and then make sure at the end of the day, everything will go with that so that the boxer will get a better life. But all the time a boxer and a manager has a problem, or a boxer and a promoter has a problem, the boxer is always wrong. The boxer is always wrong. But our job is we go in fight, we do our training, we do everything. But when some people are not doing their things right, and maybe the boxer is having problem and you want to leave us, whatever happens, they're always on the person's side. Why? Do you get me? So the GBA has to, they have to know that they are there because of the boxers.
055-11-11-997. 055-11-11-997. Well, it's 1:30 p.m. 30 more minutes to go for the end of the show. And as I promised, we're going to be discussing, Nigeria and their efforts towards, playing Ghana in the double-header playoffs for the FIFA World Cup. That will come up later on. We're trying to establish contact with one of my colleagues in Lagos, Nigeria, for that conversation. But this message says, "Not great work. Please ask Joseph what he thinks about the upcoming boxing league." Well, I believe that we've touched on that already. Does he believe that the league will make a positive impact in the life and career of the ordinary boxer, especially those who are not educated, as he had mentioned? Well, we've touched on it already, but you can.
Yeah, definitely, it's going to make a lot of impact on them. Boxers need to be educated. With things in their career wise, and their managers also have to work on their education when it comes to mainstream education in terms of the way they talk. If someone can speak English, I believe in local language, but when someone can speak English is an international language, and we read contract and so on. And managers should also take it upon themselves to make sure that their fighters has to get some home school or home class and so that they can upgrade their knowledge.
Do you think that on the general scale, boxers are, and this is on a comparative scale, do you think that boxers are, more aware about planning for the future and, getting things in place for life after the sport, when you observe what is going on currently, especially in the professional ranks?
Yes, of course, everyone knows that. Okay, you can't do something just like forever. Definitely there's an end, but sometimes you feel like you have all the time, and then before you know, boom, the end time is close. In abroad, some time ago, this guy, Floyd's manager, Ahemon, some time ago they wanted to sign me on when I was in Floyd's camp, and a lot of things that they were doing was not only about you going to fight, but they actually plan your whole life for you. They actually plan, they make sure every fight, this is what you are getting, this is what goes into here, this is what goes into this place. They make sure you are secure. So once your career is over, you'll be able to shake your manager or shake your promoter and know that, okay, he did something for you. But over here, everything is being left for the boxers, and we, the boxers as well, once we start making money, we also feel pompous, we also feel big, and we don't want to listen to anything because we have the money. So you feel like you know it all, you don't want to listen to anything, and you don't know that the end will soon approach. So I think it's all boils down to education. So we need to educate the young ones coming.
Is there something you regret when it comes to decisions taken during the active, the fluid period of your career? With the fights coming in, is there something you regret?
No, I have not regretted anything in my career. Maybe the only thing that I've regretted, every decision I have made in my career, some could be good, some could be bad, but I take all as like a learning process. If I don't do the right one, I wouldn't have achieved something, and doing the wrong one too, like without knowing, it has also become like a lesson for me that I've learned something out of it. The only thing I would say I regret would be me accepting to fight Abner Mares for the second time.
I was there.
Yeah, I feel my second fight with Mares did a lot of damage to my career, which I regretted taking that fight.
Now, I was there I was there,
Yeah.
in Anaheim, California,
Anaheim, yeah.
for that fight. I saw everything that happened. I'm wondering why, because the IBF sat back and did some analysis after the first bout, and they saw that Abner Mares gave you a lot of punches below the belt, and so the IBF, the sanctioning body for that title fight, thought it was just right to give you another opportunity to fight him again. So what was wrong about that fight?
I would say our second fight. I don't know whatever went into it, but I can confidently say that the fight was sold.
It was sold by who?
Maybe the promoter Duncan. Maybe I don't know, because Duncan was my promoter then. The first fight was Duncan and Golden Boy Promotion.
Okay.
But the second fight was only Golden Boy Promotion. There was no Duncan Promotion.
I remember very well. I actually even had an interview with Oscar De La Hoya there.
Yeah, it was only Golden Boy Promotion. So it's like they've given all the rights to Golden Boy.
Did anything happen during that period? The fight week, the last fight week. I got in there about 4 or 5 days to the fight. Did anything happen that you thought smacked of some cheating or anything because of which you're alleging that you think the fight was sold?
You think when we fight as fighters, when we lose, people insult us. When we win, they praise us, but they don't know the things that goes on underground before a fight. That fight, I actually fought Duncan, my promoter. I actually fought him and then fought Abner Mares, because it's a fight that I don't think I had up to 30% of preparation.
Why then did you take it if you had only 30% preparation?
Because my promoter made sure he put me into the fight.
But you also have power. I mean, you are the boxer. You can also refuse.
This is what happened.
Yeah.
Duncan promised he's going to get me the rematch. And then he didn't give me the rematch, and IBF gave it automatically. So he hasn't done anything. IBF gave it automatically. Now I got the rematch. There were some few things that I needed to sort out with Duncan. And
did it have to do with money?
Yes, it has to do with money. And as much as we love the sports, as much as we do it with passion and everything, you are fighting for some level of fight, and there are some benefit that you deserve to earn. And Duncan, sometimes boxing is a mafia. It's a big mafia distance. So Duncan frustrated me throughout all my training camp. He frustrated. There were people even around me who are from Duncan's camp, which I don't even know they are from Duncan camp. And they all act like they are with me. 1 minute I am into the fight. The next minute I am not. The next minute I like close my campaign and have to go home. So it has been, oh, today the fight is on, tomorrow the fight is not on. Today the fight is on, tomorrow the fight is not on. So it got to a time we have to do a short time. We have some international media, this thing that we do, media on a phone call for the whole like international media, and I didn't participate in that program because I needed to sort out things with King. So I don't want to get myself into it, to commit myself. So King himself he took my position and got himself into this thing, and then he told Showtime I don't want to fight. He told Showtime the reason I don't want to fight, Showtime doesn't care about that. So he told Showtime I don't want to fight. And there was a time I was going to fight Maris. I was going to fight I think Maris, and I had a sciatic nerve, so the fight has to be cancelled. So that was a loss for Showtime. So when that fight was going to happen, yeah, it was still Showtime. So if Duncan tells Showtime I don't want to fight, and I still don't take the fight, that means Showtime is going to drop me, and Showtime is the one that brings the money for the fight. So if Showtime puts me on a blacklist, that means I'm gone. Do you get me? So because of all those things, I had no option than to fight when I know I am not fully prepared. I have to take the fight for the fans. I have to take the fight to protect the future. So I went into the fight. I gave it my best, and at the end of the day, it went to, even in the ring, the first referee was bad, but the second referee they brought was worse. There was no low blows to say Maris is giving low blows and stuff. I did had one or two, but everything I'll do, the referee makes sure he limits my action. If I do every little thing I'll do, he want to warn me. So it became hard for me to do something because everything I'm scared I'll have a problem.
But King, someone will also argue that this is the same thing you always talk about being a warrior in the ring. You're called the King Kong. This is what you're known for. I mean, you lost your IBF title, you went back and you fought for it. That is what you're known for. So if you're presented with a challenge like that in the ring, aren't you supposed to live above it? That is what we the fans know. Yeah. So why didn't you live above that challenge at the time when you were,
Okay. I'm going to use this fight to give you some example.
Illustration, yes.
My fight against Guillermo Rigondo.
Very well.
We fought in Atlantic City. Then I wasn't working with Duncan. I was working with Top Rank. And myself and Rigo belongs to Top Rank. And when we were going to fight, I had taken Duncan to court for some time, and then later we withdrew the case from court. So Duncan sent a letter to the promoters that he wants 50% of my purse out of that fight. 50%, because I took him to court and he has spent a lot of money. So he needs to take 50% out of my purse and I wasn't working with him. I had no this thing with him. So it was, that case came like 2 weeks before the fight. Now my lawyer spoke with Top Rank. Now Top Rank said they can't do anything about it. They have to give King the 50%.
I see.
Meanwhile, in Atlantic City, where we are fighting, Duncan does not have the power to make any money in Atlantic City because there was an allegation against him for paying bribe to a security in Atlantic City, a casino security in Atlantic City. So Duncan can't make income in Atlantic City. and I was fighting in Atlantic City, and Duncan want to make a free 50% out of my purse. My promoter and my manager, all of them were on me, so I'll be able to give Duncan that, because they will take their check out of my distance. And me going into a fight for half of what I'm supposed to get within 2 weeks. So I told my promoters I'm not fighting. I don't want to fight. And that fight was was on show HBO. You know, so boxing belongs to HBO and Showtime. They bring the money. So that was last minute. And if you mess HBO out, like when TV, the fight is for TV. When the TV doesn't have good relationship with you, that means you will fight and TV will not buy it and you will not make any money. Do you get me? So the promoters were on Duncan's side for me to pay. So it got to a time I have to accept that I'm fighting. I have to accept that I'm giving Duncan that 50%. You know, on that day, I just felt like I was going to fight for Duncan. I just felt like I was because everyone else that I'm going to pay on that night, from manager, Katma, trainer, and everybody, was going to, it will come out of 100%, not from 50%. So it's like I'm working for people, and it's a tough sport. You can die in the ring. So my spirit was dead in me.
I see.
I was in the ring just to fight and make sure I just fight for the fans.
So you have a lot against Don King, don't you?
Oh, of course, I have a lot against him. I would say
since your contract ended with him, have you had any conversations with him?
Your contract, your contract can never end with Duncan like that. For my contract to end with Duncan, it was a tough battle.
I remember.
Very, very tough battle. Duncan makes sure that he has his way around it, that he will always keep you in his contract like forever. Like forever. After working with him, Duncan and I have met few times at Floyd's gym. We smile, we laugh. We are good friends. When it comes to friendship, we are good friends. When it comes to business, we fight all the time.
I see.
Yeah.
Is it that you did not do a proper, thorough look through with a professional eye over your contract before going into it?
I would say I didn't have the best of team.
You didn't have good legal representation at the time.
Yeah, I didn't have the best of team.
So then it's not so fair on Don King for you to put the 100% blame on him. Because you also have to take part of the blame.
Now let me tell you something.
Sure.
You see Duncan, right? Everything that he did against one fighter, he has done it against all of his fighters. And when you listen to all of them, their story is the same as your story. And he has a way around it that no matter the things that Duncan did to Mike Tyson will be the same thing that he did to another boxer. It's all the same trick, all the same, but he has a way of doing it that, Duncan can shoulder off your lawyer. He can shoulder off your money. He can get them on his side. He knows he has a way of doing all those things in a very beautiful way. He can do those things and he'll be in a good laughing relationship with the manager or whoever, and he'll be in the same relationship with you as well. Duncan is the master of those games. Yeah.
So you have regrets going into that that relationship with him, because obviously
there's no regret.
You also got the biggest days in terms of exposure and platforms under Don King.
Yeah, there's no regrets in all of that. Like I said earlier, that my only regret was to take the second fight against Mares. I have learned a lot of things from Duncan. I have learned a lot of things from Duncan.
Will you ever forgive him?
I have nothing against him. I'm just saying it because it's things that has happened.
Okay.
And it's past, and it's something that has happened in my life, and I have to talk about it.
Sure.
But I have nothing against him.
I see.
Yeah. I was in court with him. I withdrew the case myself.
I see.
Yeah, so I have
what
nothing.
Exactly was
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from him.
Was that
the
case,
good and the bad?
Was that case that of you cutting off your contract with him, or was another case?
It was able to easily get out of Duncan's contract. He has his way. You know, people outside can say this or say that, but when you're working with Duncan directly, believe me, he will do the same thing he does to everybody, even if you know about it. He will do it. He will. I don't know. Maybe that is his gift. Duncan was shouldered off the spot from the other promoters because of the things he was doing to the fighters and to the other promoters as well. So they shouldered him off the game.
Well, let's take this message from Citizen Sika Togo from Takrady again. Brilliant interview with the ex-world champion Joseph Agbeko. Please ask him that as per his professional experience, what are some of the best practices he can suggest to the GBA to make boxing a decent and profitable one for your youth who have a strong passion for the sport?
Come again.
Yeah, he's just asking about some of the things that you feel the Ghana Boxing Authority can do to help the boxers to make the most out of it, the young boxers to make the most out of it.
Yeah, I feel we have to put our bigger focus into the young fighters, the juveniles, and the amateur. We have to put more focus over there. I believe in everything, the foundation matters than everything. So we should put more focus there. We should also make the sport attractive. We shouldn't limit the sport to Bukom. You know, we shouldn't limit to Bukom. I met this boxer I think about 2 weeks ago during this same tournament, the National Individual Championship, and I've been getting messages from him on Instagram. He said he lives in Kumasi and he said he wants to box. So he's been sending me messages on Instagram. He wants to box. What can he do? Where should he come to? So I told him, I am not a coach. So if he comes, I can give him to a coach or take him to a gym for him to train. This. He wants to come. So one day he sent me a message. He said he's coming to Accra because of boxing, and he came to Accra. Our conversation wasn't regular at some point, and then I got to stadium, and this boy saw me. He greeted me. I couldn't recognize the boy. After he saw me again, he greeted me, and he came to me and he told me he's the one who has been sending me message, and I was so impressed that yes, wow. So this boy has moved from Kumasi to Accra because of boxing. So we should be able to open the sports. Gyms should go to places like to other places. Boxing is not only for Bukom. Bukom people are warriors. They are great fighters. They are hungry. When they are fighting, you can see the hunger. They can fight. It's born in them. But it is not only for Bukom. Isaac Dogbe was a champion. Nana Akonedu was a champion. Kofi Jantua fought to some level. So you should expand the sport to every corner of the nations, and it will make boxing a common sport in Ghana. Even only Bukom has been able to produce 10 world champions. So if the sport is being expanded into the whole country, we'll be producing 10 champions in a year. You know, we'll be producing 10 champions in a year. If they're able to expand it to like nationwide, we'll produce only Bukom produce 10 champions. Yeah, so the whole nation will produce 10 champions in a year. So we should put gyms at every corner, and it's something that Joseph Agbeko Foundation also want to take on. We want to start working on. Building world-class gyms in every region, and also there is a program coming up for Joseph Agbeko.
Great. We are going to wrap up the show with that big program that is coming on the 18th of this 19th of this month, for Joseph the King Kong Agbeko. And I'm sure for some of you, you've driven around town and seen billboards that have a picture of Joseph Agbeko wearing a big crown, and it's written celebrating a legend. Well, that's what we're going to be talking about in wrapping up the show. But right now, 0302-216-541. 0302-216-541. Get through to us and let's have a conversation with the legend. We're apologizing for an inability to bring you the conversation on Nigeria and the preparations towards the Black Stars. We're having very big difficulties in trying to reach our colleagues in Lagos for this conversation. We're going to do our best to do something about it on tomorrow's edition of the Joy Sports Arena right here on the show. 0302-216-541. And please do remember that today's edition of Showbiz A to Z is coming to us from the Center for National Culture in Kumasi. And of course, George Quay and the rest of the Showbiz A to Z team are right there ready to bring us the show live from the heart of the Garden City. That will be later on after the Joy headline news at 2. Right now, let's throw the focus on what you're going to be doing on the 19th.
Yeah, I would say like this guy's song, Pantoraki. He says, "Celebrate me now that I'm alive," you know. And we all know that in Ghana, Azuma Nelson is the greatest, the biggest sportsman ever in Ghana. Azuma Nelson, Abedi Pele, they are the biggest sportsmen in Ghana. And we always praise Azuma as the greatest fighter, this and that. But Azuma is someone that the nation, the country, the government, they have to celebrate him for his achievement. Without Azuma, I wouldn't have known how to score boxing. Without Azuma, I wouldn't have known how to score boxing. Without him, I wouldn't have. Azuma and Jeff, their rematch, that fight inspired me a lot when I was going to fight Johnny Perez for the second time. So this is a man that has to be celebrated, not by any individual, but by the country itself. And I would like to say a big thank you to some few individuals who has recognized my sacrifice, who has recognized what I've put into the sport, and they've decided to celebrate me on the 19th of March at the conference center.
Well, interesting things coming up, and let's quickly squeeze this one in. Please ask the King Kong, what do Mexicans and other Latin Americans do or are doing differently that Ghanaians don't do or have? Even the Philippines and the Japanese are doing well compared to us. Are there any lessons to learn? This is from Mac in Airport Residential Area.
I would say the Mexicans are naturally tough people. When you see a slim Mexican fighting a macho Mexican and he will go after him, Mexicans enjoy it when they see blood coming on their face. When a Mexican boxer is bleeding, that is when you are telling him that he should beat you because he comes after you harder. But for us, when we see blood, that is when we want to play more defensive. But when they put their life on it, they just go, kill me, let me kill you. So Mexicans, boxing belongs to the Mexicans.
Yeah. There's a very big rivalry between Ghana and Mexico, or Ghana and boxers of Mexican origin. We've been triumphant in some, we've lost some, but those stories will continue in boxing. Fresh King, thank you so much. We are all going to be there on the 19th to celebrate you, and would like to say thank you for what you've done for Mother Ghana. Here at Joy Sports, we do appreciate what you continue to do, and we sure are going to be having a lot more of these conversations going forward, into the future.
Yeah, thank you very much, Joy FM. You've been, very supportive from day one, and I really thank you so much. I want to thank all my fans, the die-hard fans, the normal ones, those who doubted me as well. Together with all of you, without you, I wouldn't have achieved what I've achieved. So thank you so much. Keep supporting me on any journey that I embark on, and keep supporting the younger ones coming, Richard Colme, Isaac Dogbe, and the rest. We should push our support behind them, and we will continue making you proud.
And the very final one, Ghana versus Nigeria for the FIFA World Cup. I know you have loads of friends who have played in the Black Stars and still play in the Black Stars. Final 45-second thoughts before we wrap up.
To be honest with you, I always watch Black Star. People should forgive me on this one. I will say it from my heart. People should forgive me because of how the government treats boxing. When Ghana is playing football, I only watch. I've stopped watching football for a long time. I don't watch football because our country put in too much into football and they don't give anything to boxing, and boxing is my heart. So it has made me stop watching football, but I watch only when Black Star is playing. And honest, when Black Star is playing and getting to some stage, sometimes I don't like it because I feel like because of that, they're going to give them more, and boxing will not even get anything. But anyway, Ghana will beat Nigeria. They are giving them too. They are giving them too much money.
What kind of scoreline are you looking at? The first leg is in Cape Coast.
We have to go to World Cup. We have to be there. So whatever score, I pray Ghana should win.
Thank you so much. And this is how we wrap it up here on the Joy Sports Link. We're very grateful to all of you for listening. And once again, we'll say a very big happy birthday to you, Mrs. Bridget Olesua J. Happy blessed birthday to you. And happy birthday to the multiple award-winning Stoneboy as well. Thank you for being a good friend of this station and of the multimedia group. We'll be back hopefully next week with another Joy Sports Link. It is a very, very tough week approaching all of us for very obvious reasons that we're burying our general manager in the coming week. But God is good, and we pray for strength to go through all of this. Like I mentioned earlier, immediately after the news, the highest paid DJ will take over, DJ Obeti, after which we'll go straight to the Center for National Culture in Kumasi for the live edition of Showbiz A to Z. Right now, however, it's the Joy Headline News at 2. My name is Nathaniel Atto, and I have love for sport.